Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see how we can do operation from our multi-select option in Dataverse field. So what I mean to say, let me go to my Dataverse table. In our past videos, we have used the same table. So now let me create a new column here. I will put the column name as skills. And this time my data type would be a choice. I will simply say choice here. I can put some description, list all the skills that employee have, and I'm going to select this option. Select multiple choice is allowed. I'm going to create a new choice. Okay, and I will simply say the choice as skills, and I'm going to label my skills. First of all, let me say first skill as Office 365, and then I can say D365, then I can say Power Apps, and let me create one more choice as Power Automate, or let me simply say Flow. Then I can say something like Power BI. Alright, so let me create this choice and let me save this. And now I'm going to sync my choice with my this field. Remember, I have only created a choice. Now I need to link this choice to my actual choice column. So I will simply say skills here. And let me save this. Alright, so I will add, you see this skill field is available. So let me assume this employee have these skills and this employee have Flow, Office 365. Let me do one thing here. Refresh. Let me say this employee no Power Apps. So here the important thing is, let me, do one thing. Let me go to more here. Let me remove this currency and salary field for now. Okay. Let me again do this. Let me remove the currency and salary from here. Alright. So we have all the required data at a single place. So let me expand this. So what is the difference between these two fields? They both are choice only, but here only you can select only one choice, but whereas in a skill area you can select more than one choice. Now when I go to edit column, I can see the labels. I will click on this edit choice. I can see the label. I can see the actual value as well. Now what I will do, I will create a new flow. I'll go to automation. I will go to cloud flow. I will select the instant cloud flow. And here I will say a multi select choice in flow. Let me give it some good name. Choice in flow, and let me create this. Let me add a new step here, and I will go to Dataverse again. I will search for list rows. I will choose the table. Let me search for employee records, and let me do the filter. Alright, so what is my logical name? Let me cancel this. So my logical name is, I will need to go to advanced option. It is demo skills. I will go to filter rows. I can simply say equals to. So let me say I want employees who have this Office 365 knowledge or skill. So let me put it here and let me test it and let's see whether we get record or not. But before that, let me do one thing. Let me just give me a second here. Let me open the table. Okay, I have opened the table and you see this Office 365 skill is available with this user, this employee 3. And let me change this employee as well as Office 365 skill. And yeah, so I will test it. Let's test and see whether it works or not. We also need to do what all wrong can done instead of working everything. Okay, yeah, fine. So if you see, the flow run failed. All right, now I will again go to edit. Okay, and this time let me remove it from here and let me simply add a compose here. So let me say this has compose. I will add my compose here. What I can say, I can simply get my output here. So I will say I need this and I will test it. And let me say save and test. Now we'll see at the back end how it is stored. If we have this multi-select choices options, let me click on done. My flow is running now and the first one is completed. Let me copy its output. This is employee ID 3 and let me see what are its skills. So it have 3 skills. So let me go to my notepad and let me copy again. Let's say this is copy. I'm gonna paste it again. All right. So now interesting thing is here. Let's say this has status skills. Okay, so you see now we have these two columns. This demo skill where the values are stored in integer format, and the second one where the values are stored into a, actual label. So let me put a condition. Or let me do one thing. Let me go to my data. Let me update my data. For example, if, and let me change the data here. So what I'm going to do, I will say if the employee have Office 365 skill, I will assume he will also have Power BI skill as well. Let me reiterate. So what I will do, I will simply check if the employee have Office 365 skill, then I will simply add Power BI here. For that, what I will do, I will go to my flow and here let me add an action. First of all, I will need to put a condition here, right? Okay, let me change the scenario because this doesn't make sense. So what I will do, assume I have trained all my employees into Power Apps. Assume I have trained all my employees Power App skills. Now I want to update this particular table. So here currently you see currently only this employee number 3 have Power App skills. But let us assume I also want to update it for employee number 1 and employee number 5. How we can achieve that? For that, what I will do, I will put a condition as usual and I'll put a condition here. I will simply use this condition. So what I will say, I will simply go to expression. I will write here item. I will write here items Then I will say apply to each. Let me see. Okay, it is A is capital here. So I'll say apply to each. And then I simply want this. And let us assume I want to compare this with actual label. So instead of integer, let us assume I want to compare it with this field. So I will copy this and I'm going to paste it here and let me click OK. And now I will say if this field doesn't contain Power Apps. Let me again see label one more time. It is Power Apps, A capital, PP small. Yeah, here. So what condition I have written? So it will see the Power Apps is available, so it will skip this record. It will see the Power App is not available here. The Power App is not available here. So it will run for employee number 1 and employee number 5 only. So now when it is running, then I can simply update my record. So I will add an action. I will go to Dataverse. I will select update a row action here. And I will choose my table, that is my employee record. Here I need to pass the row ID that I can simply get it from my list rows. I'll choose this one and I will click on show advanced option. Now remember I need to update this field. So one way is I can, oh not this one, I was updating skills, right? Yeah, let me click here. Yeah. So the interesting thing is here, now you see out of this, we only have one option to select. So let us say if I click here, so what will happen? All these employee skills will get updated to Power Apps for this employee number 1 and employee number 5. What I need to do, I simply want to append it, right? So to append this one, I will simply go to my skill field here. First of all, let me remove this and let me go to enter custom value. So from here, what I will do, I will simply copy my skill field. Then I will put a comma. And then I will put value of my Power App. So what is my Power App value? This is my Power App value. I will copy it and let me paste it here. So let me tell you reason what I did here. So you see, I need to put integer values in this format. So here if you see currently the user have these values. So what I'm doing, I'm simply putting one more comma and I'm adding Power Apps value here. So let me test this and let's see if this works or not. So let me save and test. I will run my flow. I will click on done. Okay, our flow runs successfully. And here if you will see, our flow will run 3 times, but only 2 conditions will match. The first condition is false. The second condition is true. And here when you come down, you see I have added exactly in this format that our Dataverse needed, this demo skill field. Again, I will say this demo skill field is actually available in table, but whereas this field is not available. This field, you only get when you actually run the Power Automate flows. So you see here, this is getting updated. So let me go to this table and let me refresh it. So now you see the Power Apps is coming in both of them. Yep. And now let me go to second record from here. So what I will do, okay, for this one, yeah. So guys, the main trick here was you simply need to know these two fields. In case of your multi-select choice, if you want to give more than one record, you simply need to put a comma here. And whereas if you see your labels are in this format, you need to put comma space. And if you want to check, you can and I have used both of these fields. So where I have used into my condition, so let me click on edit. Here in the condition section, I have used the label to compare the value, and in update section I use the integer value. So I've used both of them here. So thank you so much for watching this video.